Hi there, Dr. Denise Glassmeyer here. Today we're going to be talking about the number one sign that will identify whether you are in a toxic relationship or not. In healthy relationships, each of the partners recognizes that they're separate. They're a separate person. That they may be sharing a relationship, but they can't see into the other. They can't know what the other person is feeling or perceiving. They know that even though they were together, their experience may not have been exactly like the other person's. And so, although we get to know a person and sometimes we think we know pretty well what they're thinking or feeling, we don't know for sure unless we ask. And in a healthy relationship, the partners ask. You know, you seem upset. Are you? You seem to have a lot on your mind, like you're lost in thought. You want to talk about that? In a toxic relationship, the toxic partner acts as though he becomes one with his mate, his girlfriend, his wife. He believes that he becomes one with her, that she should be able to read his mind, that if it were a good relationship, she would know at any given time. You would know exactly what he wanted. You wouldn't have to ask. Likewise, he thinks that he can tell you what you feel, what you think, what you perceive, what you experience, and he believes that he knows much better than you about those things. And so when an argument happens, oftentimes couples will go back and forth for hours, because when someone is violating your personhood, when they are reaching inside of you and telling you what you think or what you feel and insisting that they know better than you, that's usually something that people want to stand up and say, but that's not what I thought. That's not what I think. That's not what I feel. And when your toxic partner comes back and says, yes, it is. I know you, and I know better than you. That is one of the hallmarks of a toxic relationship. If this is happening in your relationship, pay attention. You might say, you might think you know how I feel, but you really don't unless you ask me. See what happens. If you're in a toxic relationship, he's likely not going to be open to that kind of a conversation. So there are many things. You may have downloaded my top 10 list of ways to identify if you are in a toxic relationship. The one we're talking about in this video is number 10. When he thinks he can define you. When he tells you what you think, what you feel, what you perceive, what you experience, or he defines you with names. He tells you that you're stupid. He tells you that you're unappreciative. He tells you that you're selfish. He tells you things that you know have nothing to do with who you are, and yet he will insist over and over again that he knows better than you. So ladies, if you're wondering about your relationship, wondering why it's so hard, wondering why the arguments go on and never seem to get resolved, take a look at this and watch and listen. And if you are being defined, remember that this is one of the hallmarks of a toxic relationship. So I have been where you are, and I am here to help. Thank you for tuning in. I'll look forward to seeing you soon.